The experience that had the most impact on me as a person was definitely when we were in Birkenau and we were walking past the first gas chamber. You walk by and you feel the emotions of being there because you realize that those ashes are in the place that you're walking. And those emotions are not easy to understand or grapple with in the moment. Those experiences like that really will shape me going forward as a person.
The Holocaust in Medicine program is an effort to get more education about the Holocaust and specifically physician complicity in the Holocaust into the medical school curriculum. And the centerpiece of it is our study trip to Auschwitz, where we took 20 students to Poland to learn not only about the crimes of Nazi doctors, but also the way in which Jewish physicians utilized their own sense of professional identity and their skills as physicians to resist.
I truly support the Holocaust in Medicine program. It is a natural extension of who we are as a medical school. Our school was founded on the kindness principle. It's also founded on creating caring, compassionate physicians.
To walk on the roads and just to look at the concentration camps and the death camps that the Jews had to go through. I cannot understand how the physicians, most of the physicians of the Nazis, were able to dismiss their compassion towards their patients.
There's a room that contains a book with the names of over 4 million Holocaust victims. And I found an entire page with my mom's maiden name of Holocaust victims that I had no idea existed before that. I remember being overwhelmed with emotion. I was sad, I was scared, and that's a moment that will stick with me forever, and it made the trip much more personal for me.
Actually, to see Birkenau and Auschwitz was very meaningful. I will never forget our group standing in a part of Birkenau that's referred to as Canada. And we gathered as a group to hear the story about one of our co-leaders, Hetty Wald, whose father actually was forced to work in Canada. And to hear the stories almost directly from his mouth through her was extremely meaningful. It was a very moving, touching moment for our entire group, one that I will never forget.
I think the way in which medical ethics and the commitment to patients really erodes under the Nazi regime was on the one hand unique in history, and on the other hand has all kinds of lessons for the way in which we can lose our moral commitments amidst all kinds of different pressures from bureaucracies, from others, from all sorts of political systems. And those are certainly lessons that physicians need to understand and need to carry with them throughout their careers.
The definition of humanism is giving people dignity, welfare, and just valuing their overall well-being. When we went to Auschwitz and saw what a lack of humanism looks like, we can now really incorporate humanism into our future practices as physicians.
We need people in our society and in our institutions that will advocate for their patients and for the well-being of others. If I take away one thing from this trip, it is that I want to be that person that'll really uplift other people's lives.
The level of support we've received from donors has been absolutely incredible. I think that so many people in our community connected not only with the history of the Holocaust, but really understood its importance for training the next generation of doctors.
And we are so grateful, and I think I can speak on behalf of the entire cohort, that we came back with changed perspectives both on life and in medicine.
We got to really reflect on our own lives and how we want to treat others going forward as physicians. And ultimately, this will make us better physicians someday. I really do think that this trip will help people's lives in the future.
I'm truly appreciative of the support from our donor community. Just the fact that the donors have come forward shows how important this program is. It's important for our students to carry through this message. It's important that we don't forget, and the reason why we did this program.
I often ask myself how each part of this trip is going to make me a better physician in the future. I may not have the answer to that, but I know that in the future, this experience that's deeply instilled in me is going to come to me naturally and give me the answer, and I may not even realize it at the end.